This is Dune Imperium, and I hope all is well with you wherever you are in the world today. I am Admiral Trench. This is session 2, picking up where we left off. I made a little bit of a change to the lighting situation of the board. I wanted the LEDs to really pop, which I didn't see as much of it on session 1, so I'm just experimenting, and you know what? It looks okay on my screen, and I figure, you know what? Let's just play around with this a little bit, the lighting situation. I have some directed lights over on top of Imperium Row, so those cards should appear on screen. You'll be able to read them, I hope. And on the left-hand side as well, the character cards are lit up as well, ever so softly, as to ensure that all the cards are seeable. See, you can see a shadow emerge when I go like this across the left-hand side of the board. And there you have it. So that's how you know that things are lit up correctly. The rest of the board is going to be a little bit dim, but I kind of wanted it that way because I wanted those LEDs to really pop. Okay, so another thing, I finally got those little doodads in the mail. So on the trackers, persuasion, combat phase, and round, those trackers will look better moving into session 2. And lastly, I just made an update video discussing the promo cards that I had brought up previously. Those arrived, and I have shuffled them into the Imperium Row deck. And I also included the Twi'lexu Row card and shuffled it into those cards as well. Everything in the rows that are for sale remain the same as they were before. The only difference is those cards have been shuffled in. It's not likely I should draw those since there were only 5 total cards in the promo pack. But you never know, anything can happen, but I'm betting those will not show up this game. Anyway, okay, so let me just make a couple small adjustments and we can get right into the game. Okay, so let's see here. Right. Okay, where we left off. Okay, where we left off was I had used Dagger and Diplomacy. I had already changed out the Imperium Row, and I have a new list of commands post-round for me to follow, and I'll be doing that. In fact, let me set this up right now. Wonderful. So you can't see it on camera, but just ahead of me on the table are the list of commands for the end of the round. So now I don't have to look to my right anymore and pick up the pad. All I'll need to do is look straight ahead, and there it is. Okay. All right. Now let me move these cards over, my play area cards over to my discard pile. And what do you know? It looks like my discard pile is full. Time to shuffle them up and draw again. Oh yes, that's correct. It's going to be, what's his name, Vernius? Right, it's going to be Vernius's turn to begin the next round. Okay, wonderful. And if I'm not mistaken, Vernius won the last round. He took Arakeen over here with the flag, so that is now displayed on the page, on the board, so everyone can see. And we've moved on to what I believe is the 5th round. Correct. At the start of this round, I have 6 persuasion points. Such a better tracker than what I previously had. I'm very happy with these. Super, super cool. Wonderful. I have a fold space, experimentation, signet ring, convincing argument, and a dagger. I would really love to trash out my daggers. I keep drawing them. What are you going to do? Okay, so as per my character ability, I could set aside experimentation and utilize that on agent phase 2, and it would generate for me a spice, which means I would need to go to smuggling. Ooh, no, I would want to go to, I haven't, okay. Okay, so what I could do is, let me think out my strategy here. I have recalled one of your agents, which is good, because that would kind of give me the ability to have 3 agent phases as opposed to a mere 2. So what can I do with my cards? I'm thinking what I'd like to do is I'd like to go to Imperial Basin, ASA, and P, because there I would get 4 spice to add to my existing 6 total spice. And with the 4 spice from Imperial Basin, it would be enough for me to buy Restricted Ordnance, which is the tech card over here. It costs 4 spice. I already have a seat on the High Council, and if I have a seat on the High Council every combat, I would generate 4 additional combat points as a base. And then whatever else I could get in there. I have a nice little garrison of troops here, which is a threat. Plus, I have enough to get the Highliner. And in this round, do I want to do all those things? I don't know, because it's only worth 1 victory point this combat, but getting Highliner would be good because it would generate a, it would move me up the Spacing Guild track by 1, and then I could just go to Fold Space to wrap up that extra victory point. So that's good. And yeah, I'm thinking that's a good idea. I would get, let's see, if I won the combat, I would end up with 3 total waters. So that's awesome, because then I could go to the Great Flat, generate more spice, go to Conspire, go to Selective Breeding, perhaps end up getting Occupation out of the Imperium Row. Those are all things I could be doing down the road a bit, and I can see these opportunities unfolding, so I might do that. Although I'm also 1 space away on the Fremen track from getting the Faction Alliance token, which I might do. There's no rush, I don't need water, but I'll have tons of water so I could use those troops. I might do that with Hardy Warriors. And yeah, it'd be like getting free troops, because I'd spend a water and then gain a water as soon as I got the Alliance token. It would be a good idea. So that would be something I might do next round, in round 6. But in round 6 is when you start getting those, oh, I don't know, that's when you start getting those double victory point conflict cards. So right now, do I want to go to Highliner? No, maybe not, but next round for sure. I don't have any water at this very moment, if I go to highlighter now, oh my goodness, I would get all 5 of my supplied troops into my garrison, and then I could push them into combat, win the combat, I could do some damage, and okay, so my first move, what I might do is use my signet ring. Right now I have 6 Solari. I'm going to need to have a total of 7 Solari to use that research track at the end there. So, okay. If I use signet ring, what good would that do me? Absolutely none right now. However, if I used fold space and go to, no, I need fold space so I can go to highliner. So that's out of the question. Signet ring goes to tech negotiation. Use it, get restricted ordnance, which would help me in this combat to win the victory point and the water. And then go to highliner with fold space and agent phase 2. Aha, that's the trick though, isn't it? I would have to have experimentation in agent phase 2, go to Imperial Basin, ASA and P, then go to highliner. Yes, these are the things I'll be doing, so right, let's do that. But actually, yep, that's just going to have to be the way. No, I could use dagger to go to negotiation. I don't need to use signet ring for that. Yeah, that is what I'll do, in fact, so I can keep my persuasion point. And by going to tech negotiation, I'll gain a persuasion point, putting me from 6 to 7. That's one step closer, and when I get fold space, I'll get to draw another card. So, yeah, I could end up getting occupation by the end of this round if I'm lucky and things go correctly. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so that's our plan. We're going to go to tech negotiation, then Imperial Basin. I'm going to use intrigue to go to highliner. If things work right, that's what I want to do for this round. Let's get into it. Vernius, what do you want to do? Selective breeding. He goes here. He moves up 1 on the Bene Gesserit track. You know what I realized is that I had misspoke earlier. I am not, in fact, 1 away from Fremen Alliance token. Vernius is. Somehow I was looking at his token tracker and thinking it was mine, when in fact, no, I only have that one. So if I go to highliner, I would get, yeah, I was looking at the red ones and thinking they were mine, and that's not the case. I am blue team, so when I go to highliner, I'll get this victory point. And yeah, I still need to get this moving. I need to get this moving, but those are other obstacles. I'll get there down the road. Okay, so he has moved up 1 on this tracker, and that's all he does. So let's get on to Count Ibn Richis. He's taking wealth. He's going to wealth, and he moves up 1. Oh my gosh, this dude is moving up the Emperor track, no doubt about that. He is taking full advantage of that Emperor track. And now it is my turn, so I will use dagger. Oh gosh, before I go into my turn, let me do my move where I set aside my second round card of experimentation so I can get that extra spice. Okay, so I'm going to use dagger as we discussed. Dagger goes into the play area as being used, and we will take tech negotiation. Well, do I really want to do it in this order? Let me think this through. No, I do not want to do it in this order, actually, as I'm thinking this out. This will still get me all the same benefits as before, but instead of experimentation, I'll do dagger in the second agent phase and tech negotiation. I think it's most important that I get my spice here and now and just get that out of the way, right? Because I could get 3 spice right now. If I go to tech negotiation, I would get a discount of 1 spice, which is enough for that, and I would have enough for highliner. So in order for all this to work, I need to be able to go here, here, and here, all in the same round in order for my strategy to work. If someone takes this space, they would actually take that space first, but if by chance something happened and they took this space instead, I would be in big trouble. So yes, that is what we will do. To begin the round, I'm going to use experimentation, put that in my play area, put this aside for my character ability, and utilize that next round, agent phase I should say, and take my agent, put him here. Now, Vernius gets himself 1 spice because he has a dreadnought on that spot, but I get 3 spice. I am now in control of the Imperial Basin, and I can push in 2 troops, which I will. I am anticipating that I'm going to win this combat, pushing in 2 troops, putting me at 4 combat points. I have to use my research tracker as per the ability on the experimentation card, and where will I go? Yeah, as much as I would... If I go here, then I would get up from here to here on the Twi'lexu track, and then when I got here, I would go up 2, and getting there does no good. So really what I need to do is go down here, get the Trasher card, hopefully a dagger, put another researcher in, and then dump those to move the Twi'lexu tracker again, getting that victory point, and then from this position, getting to the end of the track, spending 7 Solari, bump up 2, get that last intrigue card, and then cross my fingers somewhere, somehow, I could generate another Twi'lexu tracker or Scarab and get that final victory point. But that is a long shot. I'm not counting on it, but I can at least hope that if I continue this strategy, I should be able to at least get my tracker to the end of there. So moving my tracker here, moving an influence. Where do I want to do that? I'm going to do that with, where will I go? Where will I go? I'm going to do it over here in the Emperor tracker position. I'm moving up 1 because somewhere down the line, I could probably go to Conspire and get the 2 Solari from there and then just get the victory point, and the Solari will come in handy for the other various plans I have. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's going to work out. Okay, great. So that is the end of my turn. Wonderful. Now let's get back to Vernius in what is now Agent Phase 2, moving my tracker here down. Vernius, what do you want to do? He's taking a Rakeen, and he also is going to utilize his Signet Ring, so he generates a troop. He is in a combat space. He puts a troop in here and here. I'm going to move my dagger card aside. Just recognize that I have placed it aside for the character ability. It's locked in, not making any more adjustments to that. So now, where is he? He's at 5 combat points. Signet Ring, he has 2 agents in the tech negotiation, and 2, oh no. He has 2 spice and 2 agents in the tech negotiation. That is, oh, I'm so lucky. Oh my goodness, I'm so lucky. I was really about to get upset because restricted ordnance is what he would buy. And that option would be off the table for me. And that would be a huge letdown for my strategy. But as it turns out, the House Hagal icon is not located in the bottom right-hand corner. And so, as per the rules, he doesn't buy that tech icon. He doesn't get it at all. Instead, he's left with no options except for to be able to afford flagship. He has to hoard all his spice in order to achieve that. And so because he can't afford anything, instead, he's going to put yet another troop into the negotiator space. Wonderful. I'm pretty happy with that. I like that. That's his signet ring ability. So now we get back to Count Elban Reachis. What does he want to do? He wants to take Carthage. All right, you guys, I'm really happy with this because, I mean, in one sense, it's disappointing that these guys are getting involved in combat. He generates a troop, he moves his Twi'leksu tracker, he gets his troop into combat, he's sitting at 2 combat. It's a little disappointing that these guys want to start beef with me and all that, but I am just really happy that their agents went other places on the board so that I could utilize this space. And now that it is my turn, let us move forward with the plan that I use. I will be using this in the second agent phase, thus generating a spice because it has one agent icon on it. I will put this in my play area. I will get myself that awesome, delicious, sweet spice. And then I will move my second agent over to tech negotiation, where I will spend 4 of my spice buying that restricted ordinance tech icon here. Actually, did I say 4 spice? I meant 3 spice. Oh, yes. Sorry, because I get a -1 spice when I buy a tech icon, a tech card. And also, let's see here, I used 1 persuasion, so I'm sitting at 6 persuasion right now because, yes, one of my persuasions was used with experimentation. No persuasions were used with dagger, but I get 1 persuasion for using tech negotiation, so I'm sitting currently at 6. I will pick up my awesome tech icon, and now every single turn, because I have a seat on High Council, I will give myself 4 combat points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am now strong. Yeah, nice. Okay, now let's reveal the next tech icon. It is a house. Ooh. Ooh. It's another House Hagal icon. So the next time somebody gets another card like before, like Vernius, he will be able to get that for free. It won't cost him any spice. Just remove 2 of his negotiators out of there. But he will get to move up 1 on the persuasion. And at the end of the game, 3 influence or more on all 4 influence tracks will get him a free victory point. So we're going to have to look out for Vernius. Okay, so now I'm really happy with that, with how that is working, because when it comes back to me, I will recall one of my agents to send them to Highliner. So in the meantime, let's go to Vernius. What does he want to do? Please don't go to Highliner. Oh, yes, he's going to Fold Space. Whew, that was close. I was nervous for a second. He moves his tracker up 1, and that's all he does. Reachis wants to go to Still Suits. Reachis going to Still Suits, and he moves himself up 1 on his tracker here. He generates himself a victory point, now sitting at 5. Vernius at 3, myself only at a mere 1 victory point. But don't worry, we're going to start cooking with gas soon. It's back to me. I'm going to recall one of my agents, spending this urgent mission intrigue card. I'm going to go from Imperial Basin to now using my Fold Space card and putting that back in the Fold Space pile up here to draw another card. Let's just do that right now. Ah, busted. I'm going to be ending this round with a mere 7 persuasion points, and that's 1 away from being able to buy occupation. What a disappointment. I was really hoping I'd get another convincing argument, but it's my own fault for not buying more cards that have 2 persuasion. I just can't afford to water down my deck. So, I'm taking this agent, spending 6 spice, 5, and 6 here. Moving that over here. And moving my tracker up 1 to get, all right. I'm now sitting at 2 victory points, still in last place, but getting 2 waters from the bank. Thank you very much. And then I will get 5 troops from my supply to my garrison, and then I can push all 5 of these troops into combat if I wish, except I don't wish. I think I'd rather just push in 4. I think that is going to be enough. Well, do I really want to push in 4? Let me look. Let's see, if I push in, say, 2, that would be here and here. What are the odds? They've already used their agents, so they're not going to be generating any more troops. But I do need a good buffer, although that is what the restricted ordinance is. Do I want to do a 2? Look at that, I still have 6 troops in my garrison, and that's always good. All these troops would go back to my supply, so hardy warriors would be available for the next round. If I get another card that can take me there somehow, I'd have to draw another full space. I feel like... Yeah, I feel like I'm going to just put in... I want more troops in my garrison. This is a little risky, perhaps, but we got 2, 4, 6... So if I go, I got 2, 4, 6 troops plus 4 combat, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a pretty solid buffer, don't you think? Should I be worried about Vernius drawing the highliner? I don't know. I don't know. But let's put a gamble on it, right? Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to go to the reveal phase now because that was technically agent phase 3. Sorry, I forgot to move my tracker. I apologize. Reveal phase, I've got 4 persuasion in cards, plus 2 here, plus 1 from my tech negotiation. That's going to put me at 7 persuasion. And is there anything I want to buy? No, there isn't. Although I can finally prioritize, I could use high priority, I should say, high priority travel from 1, but it just isn't worth it for me. Wow. I will say that if I use Truth Sayer, that would give me another chance at getting both Bene Gesserit faction tracker movement moving, drawing card, and so on. So actually, yeah, you know what? It's a little bit crazy of an idea, but I will do it. I will do it. I will finally buy a card. Truth Sayer might come in handy a little down the road, so let's just see what happens. Truth Sayer, I'm buying you. All right, Bene Gesserit. We've got Missionaria Protectiva. Missionaria Protectiva. Yeah, it's a bland card. I've had a lot of fun using that in the Doom Digital challenges, but mostly I never buy that in this game. So, okay, let's do this. Let us get into combat now. Moving the combat tracker. Vernius, what do you want to do? Let's see what he's going to generate. 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow, I'm so glad he didn't draw a highliner. Now, Riches I'm not nearly as threatened by. He only generates 1 combat, so he gets nothing. But, okay, Vernius just got himself a water and 1 spice. He now has 3 waters. That's 1 victory point. Let's cash it in. Cashing in 3 waters for 1 victory point to Vernius. Right on, dude. Good job. All right, so where are we at now? What did I get? All right, I get a victory point and a water. Thank you very much. And it only cost me 3 troops, all thanks to restricted ordinance. Yes, that was sweet. Okay, here we go. The winnings have been resolved. We're now going to put out spice onto the board for all the spaces that were not used. That's really cool because now Haga Basin is available. But yeah, I have 3 waters now, so I could go to Haga Basin here, collect 4 spice, or go to the Great Flat and get 6 spice, of opening up the option for another Highliner down the road. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I need to have more troops down the road to win these combats. So definitely got to take advantage of that. And if I move up that tracker a little bit more, I could get another victory point and 3 more Solari. So that is looking really good. I'd like to go to Hardy Warriors, get some more troops in my garrison, but we need to not sleep on the Emperor track. I got to get a victory point out of there, and I got to move that Bene Gesserit some. So, okay, we still have a lot to do, and we're moving into the 6th round, and that's getting close to the end. We are now on the other side. We are past the point of no return now. We're moving forward. So, sent out the spice. Return the combat trackers. These bad boys go back to their home position. I'm going to now return the troops to their supplies. 3 troops go back to the supply. Now, using Highliner in the near future, not really an option because all of my troops are basically in my garrison. This goes back here, and this goes here. This dude goes back to his supply. This dude goes back to his supply. And right, so now we can flip the next conflict card. Here we go. What's it going to be? A Solari. This is not a conflict I want to get involved in, and that's wonderful because now I can utilize other spaces on these trackers and focus my attention elsewhere. I don't want that Solari right now. If I can get down to the Emperor track, I could get that Conspire now, get those 2 Solari, solidify the 7 I'm going to need for the research track, and down the road, that's how I'm going to utilize those spaces. Get those victory points now while I can. So that's the plan for round 6. I'm not going to invest in this combat whatsoever. Okay, so let's see, where are we at? Roll the Imperium Row dice. 3 and 4 are going away. That's high priority travel and Missionaria Protectiva, they're toast. This is going to go back to 2 base persuasion since I have high council. Let's move on with these Imperium Row cards. Let's get them out of the way. Let's look at this desert ambush. It says, for each troop you deploy this turn, you may force an enemy unit to retreat. Wow. It could be interesting if it wasn't only available to travel to triangle spaces, but okay, let's move on. Time to return the agents. Again, you're going to have to work with me on the lighting. I'd like to see how this turns out when it's finally on YouTube. I'll be excited to see if these cards appear well lit. I might make another slight adjustment with the lighting really quick just because I'm kind of skeptical of what I've put on in front of the camera. I'm just worried that these cards aren't going to be readable. I want them lit up a bit more. So bear with me on this for just 1 minute while I just move my ladder and try to adjust this lighting I have on the ceiling. So bear with me, please. 1 minute. Okay, great. That's as good as it's going to get. I don't want it to get much brighter up there. Okay, so Let's move all my cards from my play area to my discard pile. Let's make sure I've utilized all these card abilities, which I have. Cards moving to my discard pile. Time to draw my next hand. And for everyone at watching, I now have a total of 11 cards in my deck. So let's move this first player tracker over to Richis, who will begin the next round with this starting coin. Here we go. What does he want to do to begin this round? Agent phase 1, 6th round. He starts by going to Carthag. He generates himself 1 troop. He puts it straight away into combat, generating 2 combat points. Okay, now it is my turn. Let me look at my hand. I have Reconnaissance, Experimentation, Fold Space, Dagger, and Convincing Argument. And right out of the gate, what I think I want to do is, yeah, I'd like to use Experimentation now. Ooh, no. Yeah, I gotta get that. Well, if I use Experimentation, I go to the Great Flat, get myself 6 spice. I have 1 now, so I'd have 7 total spice. I could go to Conspire. What would that do for me? Generate a victory point in the Emperor track. I'd use 4 of my spice. No. Those are not good ideas. No, what I think I need to do is use Experimentation this round now, even though I wish I could generate more spice. It's too risky to not take advantage of the Great Flat now. And then in the second round, use Fold Space, go to Wealth, take those 2 Solari, get that locked away, get the victory point as best as I can. And that would put me at 4 victory points tied with Avernius. And no, I don't want anything to do with this combat. Solari is not of much interest to me since I'm already so close to my goal. And that's going to be what I'm going to do these next 2 rounds. It's not really a lot to it, but yeah, I'll have enough for another Highliner down the road if I need to. And I really feel like the next round is going to be a double, it's going to be a double victory point combat. So definitely got to start getting my troops ready for that. I'm ready for action. So that's what I'm going to do. It's my turn. I'm going to use Experimentation. Put my agent on the Great Flat and spend 2 of my existing, I have 3 waters, 2 of those are going to the bank. And I will collect 3 spice here, and 3 spice more from the bank for a total of 6. Do I want to put any troops in? No, I don't. Why do I even keep thinking about that? I already don't want the Solari. Enough. But to be honest, what I'd like to do is maybe put a couple in just for the sake of it, because then I could get more troops. If I put 2 in, then I could go to Highliner, and then I'd get all 5 of those troops into combat immediately. I might just do that. Put 2 troops in just for the sake of it. Oh my goodness gracious. That'd be 10 plus 4 is 14. Yeah. Well, let me see what cards they've already utilized. Maybe Highliner isn't a threat anymore. Oh, it's still a option for him, so, okay. It is what it is. Do I really want to do that? Yeah, because you need to be able to generate all the troops that you generated this turn, plus 2 additional ones from the garrison. I'm going to need all 5 of the troops, plus the other 2, in order to make the conflict stick for those 2 victory points. So I need these kind of moving, I need to kind of move troops around now in order to get that full combat benefit when I plan to use Highlander probably next round if things go correctly. Yeah, I feel like that's a good move, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So 2 troops have gone into combat. That's going to put me at 4 total points, but don't forget, I will always have a base of 4, so really I'm at 8 combat points right now to start. So starting at 4, moving plus 4, 8 combat points. That might get me 2 Solari if I'm lucky, or maybe even 4. Maybe even 6. Who knows? Alright. Vernius, going into his first agent phase now, he's taking smuggling all the way over here. He moves his guy up 1 space on that tracker. Good for him. And now we move on to agent phase 2. Alright. What does Reachis want to do? He takes the Dreadnought space. He takes himself a Dreadnought, which he has not got one yet. That is not a combat zone, so it just sits there. He has only 1 spice, which is not enough to get anything. He doesn't have any tech negotiators out there. So sad he cannot do anything, but I do believe that if he cannot afford a tech icon, automatically one of his troops goes into the negotiator bin. So now that that is done, we can move on to my next turn, which is to use fold space. And, you know, yeah, I'm going to have to take wealth, get that victory point, draw a card. And so I went from, let's see here, I went from 1, 2, 3, yeah. So I went from 6 to 5 persuasion because I used experimentation. I'm going to use fold space now, put that back in the pile, and go to wealth and move my tracker up 1 to get a victory point. I'm at 4 victory points now. That is locked in. I will now collect 2 Solari. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total Solari. So let me just cash out 5 of these for a 5 coin Solari so that the bank has some singles. There we go. Wonderful. I feel pretty good about that. Let me just scoot this back over here. Gotta draw a card, so that means shuffling my deck. 1 moment, please. Okay, what am I drawing? Let's find out. Uh-oh, cards are upside down. I got a Truthsayer, and let's see what that does for me. Let's see what my persuasion is going to be. 4, 5, 6. That would be 6 total persuasion. And upon my reveal phase, I would get 1 combat, and that's it, because I don't have any more agents, so that's all I can do. Although I also have a dagger as well, so I'd generate 2 more combat. So that's kind of nice. Okay, anyway, maybe I'll take first place in this useless combat I don't want anything to do with, but whatever. So where was I? Right. It is Vernius's turn. He takes secrets. He gets himself a victory point. He's now tied for first place at 5 victory points. I'm trailing just behind them at 4, but I'm ramping up, getting ready for those combats. Okay, let's see what happens from here. Secrets? No, Secrets is not a combat space, so nothing happens from there. Now we're going to go to Agent Phase 3. Going to Count Ricci's. What does he want to do? He takes the research station. Dang it, man, he's good. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so disappointed. He's going to get this first victory point, and that means he gets himself 2 spice. I won't be able to get those 2 spice now. He's the first person to that victory point. Good for him. He gets himself a victory point. He's sitting at 6. Vernius at 5, and myself at 4. So, okay, that has been done. And yes, he is in combat now. So his Dreadnought gets involved in the mix, putting him at 5 combat. He's trailing just behind me, though don't forget I still get a bump of 2 more when I reveal. And we go to Vernius. Oh, he cannot take Dreadnought. That space is filled. He's taking full space. He gets himself a victory point, now tied for first at 6 victory points. Myself in last with 4 still. Okay, so that has been done. It is time now to get into... Vernius never once got involved in this combat, so, you know, like I said, I never really wanted first place in this. We'll see how the cookie crumbles. We're going to get into my reveal phase, and we're sitting with, what do we got here? 6 total, yes, 6 combat. I beg your pardon. 6 persuasion, and I'm going to reveal those 2 combat. So I have Truthsayer and Dagger, which, as you can see in the reveal phase, they get me 2 daggers, or 2 swords, or 2 combat points, 1 and 2, however you want to call it. So that puts me at 10 points of combat. And now Ricci's reveals his motivation for the combat phase, because there's nothing I want to buy in the Imperium row. So we will do his reveal. He blanks out. I take first place for 6 total Solari. I really don't have to worry about Solari, but I do now have the Mentet as an option, which is good in a way. So that's always nice. And he gets 4 Solari. But let's just count what he's already got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 of his Solari will be used to generate a victory point. So let's do that for him real quick. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those go back over here, and he gets a victory point. Golly, okay. Okay, the winnings have been resolved. Time to put out the spice. Hagabazin is looking pretty good if you need spice, which right now I don't. Return combat trackers. Return troops to the supply. Alright. Now I have 5 troops for Highliner. This now goes back to his garrison, so he's going to have 2 dreadnoughts, and he takes the Imperial Basin. This guy goes back to his supply. We will now flip this conflict card. It is not what I expected. I was really thinking it was going to be okay. Okay, so this isn't so bad. I'll tell you why. Because, yes, okay, so it's not so bad because I could win this combat, get an intrigue card, and also, yes, also I could, oh, I don't know, go to Hardy Warriors, solidify a Fremen track faction coin, get myself a victory point, which would put me, like, if I did that, I'd go to Hardy Warriors, put myself up one, then I'd be halfway up to the top, and that would pretty well lock me in for some time. I wouldn't have to worry about it so much, at least. Get another water as soon as I do that, so that's good. Yeah, I think, or what I could do is I could just swirl away the Bene Gesserit track and be done with that. I would not have to worry about it anymore. But I'm not going to lie, the Fremen track victory point is more appealing only because it comes with a water attached. Or no, that Emperor track is kind of off limits only because, yeah, I'd get two troops, but I wouldn't get the victory point. That's not an option. So yeah, Fremen track is most appealing. The Spacing Guild I would go to, only I don't need any more Solari, right? So no worrying about that anymore. So that victory point, that alliance is not as necessary. Though it might get there down the road if I continue to go to like Highliner and stuff like that. So where are we? We flipped the conflict card. We're moving into the 7th round. Return the persuasion tracker back to its base of 2 because I have High Council. And roll the Imperium dice. In case you couldn't tell, I rolled a 1 and a 4. Lisan al-Gaib and Smuggler Sopter are going away. You know, believe it or not, the Dr. Yue card is pretty nice for only 1 persuasion. Yeah, I've used him a time or two, and he's coming quite handy. I like him. If you, like, say, if you're Paul Atreides, getting cards that let you draw more cards, for me, that is a really good strategy, and Dr. Yue is really good for Paul Atreides. I have found getting cards like his. Anyway, man, I'd still love to get the occupation, but it just isn't. It still has not revealed itself as an option, and I mean, getting it would be awesome just to have it, but really, if you think about it, what good would it do for me? I don't. That's the trouble. Is draw a card, get into combat, I mean, generate the 3 troops or a water spice troop. It's still a really good card and all that, but even if I got it, I feel like be careful what you wish for. Maybe I don't need it, Anyway. Moving card to the discard pile, and what do you know? I didn't use my character's ability last turn. Darn it. I have got to start remembering to do that. I remember and then I forget. Remember and then I forget. So the first round I didn't do it. Second round I did. Third round I think I forgot. Fourth round I did, and so on and so forth. I've got to remember to do that because that's, even though I don't need Solari, that would have been 1 extra Solari, and you just never know. Okay, that's my fault. That's my fault. I gotta eat it. Take the loss. Take my lumps. Learn from my mistakes. Let me draw my next hand because I'm going first in this round. Okay, this is what I was hoping for. Let me return all the agents back to their home positions. I'm really hoping that these agents look as cool as I hope, and that the table is still as readable as it needs to be in order to enjoy the viewing experience of this game. Again, I'm just experimenting with lighting in here to get a really cool field of view. Someone just honked their horn. I hear ya. I hope you feel heard. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, so this is sort of what I was afraid of. I'm not going to lie. When I was drawing my fold space card, I was worried that I would draw diplomacy, but I got truthsayer instead, which is great. It worked out fine. But what if I drew diplomacy? That would have ruined my strategy of going to highliner. Though I'm not going to lie, highliner isn't as appealing for this combat, but I still feel like I need it. I'm going to do it. I'd like to take it just to get the water, generate the troops, and yeah, no, actually, what I'll do instead of that is, no, I'm going to keep my spice just in case highliner comes up again as an option down the road. Instead, I'm just going to put in troops through hardy warriors, get that out of the way, and then I definitely need to use experimentation next round so that I can move that research tracker further down. That has to be done, and then I would have, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I think, yes. So let's do that. I'm going to set aside as my character ability experimentation.
Here.
And to begin my turn, I'm going to use diplomacy to take hardy warriors, generating 2 troops and pushing them into combat along with 2 other troops.
Oh.
And once again, we are starting at, let's see here, I have 5, so actually I'm beginning this round at 7.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy, taking hardy warriors, spending my last remaining water, moving myself up this tracker 1, getting 2 troops into my garrison, pushing them into combat along with 2 other troops. That's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8 total, plus an additional 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, putting me at 12. It's looking pretty good. I'm probably going to win this combat, but look at that. I only got 3 troops left in my garrison here, so that's looking scanty, or looking scant, I should say. Okay, anyway. The next round goes to Vernius. What does Vernius want to do? He's going to go to Still Suits. He wants to share some Fremen space with me, but oh no, look at that. He's going to take the Alliance token, so if I win this combat, I will steal it from him. He will get himself 1 water for having achieved that feat. Let's give him a victory point, tying him for first place at 7 victory points. Count Riches, what does he want to do? Taking Conspire. Right here, moving himself up yet again. He has totally maxed out the Emperor track. I just don't know what it is with this guy and his Emperor track. He's really obsessed with the Emperor. But he gets 2 troops in his garrison, even though it's not a combat zone, so they remain there. I'm just going to set aside my experimentation, and I will use that at the beginning of my next agent phase. That was Agent Phase 1, so now we're going into Agent Phase 2. Sorry for not moving that. Right, experimentation. That is what needed to be used, so I can get that spice. I no longer have... Okay, you know what I could do? Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. Okay. I could go to the Imperial Basin. And what spice. What am I going to do with all that spice? I don't need all that spice. I now have 2 influence with Spacing Guild, so I can go to Interstellar Shipping, which actually isn't such a bad idea because then I could move my. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Because if I move that tracker, I'll probably draw another experimentation next round. I can go to Interstellar Shipping yet again, bump myself up and buy this tech icon over here, meme O quarters, and get another influence. And if I have 3 or more influences on all these tracks, which, hey, I'm on pace to achieve that. I have to have 3 or more. So wow, it would be only worth 1 victory point. So that's a little tricky to achieve, but yeah, it's possible. You never know. And what am I going to do with all that extra spice? I've got 7 total now, and I will be getting an additional 1 right now as well. Plus, when I go down finally later on, if I go down the chum track, I'll be able to generate 2 spice from there as well. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use experimentation in Agent Phase 2, send my second agent to Interstellar Shipping, bump myself up to, and that's it. It's not a really great turn, but I do get to trash a card in my discard pile or in my play area, and I think there's a dagger in my discard pile, and I get to put a troop finally from my supply into the specimen axolotl tank, and during my reveal phase I can cash those out to push. Pardon me, my daughter on the monitor is making some noise. She must have sneezed in her sleep. Okay, you probably can't tell, but off of the camera is my daughter's baby monitor. Okay, where was I? What was my thinking? Oh, right. Trashing a card and then moving 1 on the Twi'leksu track.
Trash.
Trashing that dagger out of my discard pile. I put a troop specimen into the axolotl tank. You're going to have to excuse me, folks. I have to go tend to my daughter. She's making a little bit of fuss. Please forgive the long pause. I assure you I will be as quickly as I can. Okay, sorry for the long delay, everyone. Um, yeah, sorry about that, you guys. You know, priorities. I gotta take care of my daughter. She's number one in my life above everything else, so that's what it's gotta be. Sorry for the delay, but I'm back now. She's back to sleep. Okay, where was I? So I finished out my moves. I used my experimentation card. I pushed that up. I trashed my card, put in that guy I was discussing revealing to move the Twi'leksu tracker up one. And yeah, that's looking pretty good so far. I think that's good. Right, right, yes. Huh, that's interesting. Somehow I remember discussing the possibility of. Right. Originally, I had talked about getting that final entry card on the Twi'leksu tracker, and I realized that I made my mistake when I went for the influence instead of this, and oh well, you know, it is what it is. I got to deal with it, but for some reason, my initial plan had escaped me. Yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. I might be able to do something about those getting that final two movements on that Twi'leksu track, getting that last victory point somewhere down the road. But for now, I will maintain spending 7 Solari to bump up 2. That'll at least put me here, which is enough to get that victory point. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Okay, so back to what appears to be, yes, Agent Phase 2. Ronius is next. He is going to go to conspire. 2 conspires in a row, and that space is taken. He's going to enter Carthag. Carthag here, and he generates 1 troop. And look at that. That's actually pretty dangerous because he just put in, he's at 8 combat now. That's going to give me a run for my money, and I felt really good about what I had done, but look at this. He's really close to me. He's gaining on me. He still has 1 more agent, too. Yikes. Yikes. Oh, boy. Luckily for me, I have a dagger. That's 1 extra point during the reveal phase. And speaking of which, I am now sitting at a 5 persuasion. Okay, so now we're going to get into Richi's. He's harvesting spice. He's taking the Hagabazin. He's going to just get 5 spice for that. He always hoards spice. All the characters in House Hagal, as long as you're playing with the House of Ix, they will hoard spice for the sole purpose of buying these tech icons. They no longer are going to be using them to buy victory points, which is something I had done in the previous game, but not this time because I looked at the rules a little bit more closely to understand how to fully implement this new House Hagal expansion. So, right now, let me just goes to me. It's my reveal phase. Reveal phase for me. I've got 5 persuasion, and let me tell you, spiritual fervor is good, and I'll tell you why. Because I could move finally. Yes, 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 yes. If I buy spiritual fervor, I would immediately be able to move my researcher tracker, finally be able to utilize that victory point, and then generate some more specimens into the axolotl tank, which I will need in order to hopefully push down the Twi'leksu tracker and get to that final victory point. So yes, I'm going to buy spiritual fervor. Bump my research track upon purchasing that with 3 persuasion points, putting it back to base 2. Spending 7 Solari as I had strategized, and getting 2 movements there. Yes, and then troops, putting them back into my supply. That's great for highliner. And moving this tracker one more space forward. Give myself the victory point, moving 4 to 5 that I earned by going to this space. Great. It's looking good. It's possible things could happen. Gene manipulation reveals itself. Now that reveal phase is over for me, let's go to the agent phase 3 for the rivals. Vernius, what do you want to do? Cannot go to Carthag. Sorry, bud. Highliner. Ooh. Highliner. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Can you believe this? He's going to destroy me. He's going to take out my... He's taking everything. He's going to win first on this round. 2, 4, 6. So we go 2, 4, 6 total points. He just beat me. Oh, man. That's brutal. That just took away a victory point from me. Oh, that is so brutal. I guess I could move him on the Emperor track so we could take that victory point. Great. Okay. Well, so much for taking his Fremen track. That's upsetting, especially since I just... Oh well, at least I'll get... okay, let's just move forward with the agent phases. I was thinking how nice, I guess, it would be that I'll have 3 extra spice and an intrigue card. Hardy Warriors, which is not an option, so we're moving forward. To Carthag, also not an option. Harakeen, here he goes. He's moving himself into combat, which, let me think this through. Perhaps I had been mistaken earlier. He should have been in combat when he went to, yes, when he did that previous move, getting himself all that spice. I should have pushed in those troops, so I apologize for not doing that. He is sitting at 4, plus the one he just generated, and he uses his Signet Ring ability, which, you know, doesn't really do a bunch for him. It's just going to get him 1 Solari. Combat phase. During my reveal, I needed to bump myself up 1. So, what a big deal that's going to do. I'm not going to win anything. It's just a big disappointment. Sorry, guys. I'm a little upset because I really wanted to get back that victory point. Pushing him down 1, giving myself up. We would be tied for 2nd place. Oh, I'm really upset that didn't work out. I really should have considered something else, like maybe going to Haga Basin, or Imperial Basin, pardon, to push in some more troops. That could have been enough to make the difference, but I have to make my bed. I have to lay in it, you know? Once you make your bed, you gotta lay in it. So, alright, let's reveal for what would be Vernius. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Even if I could get the other 2, it may not have been enough. It would have been. I could have won first if I had done something else. That's really upsetting. Oh well. He's going to move up 2 for this, and that's going to put him in 1st place. He will have himself... Oh no, oh no, oh no. He just got himself an intrigue card. That's 3 intrigue cards. That's going to put him at 9 victory points. Oh no, this is looking like I'm probably going to lose, you guys. Alright, so we will now change out. And because he wins, he gets a water as well. He only has 2 water, so... Absolutely disappointing. Okay. It is what it is. I get 3 spice. I'm going to trade out 5 of my spice for a 5 spice coin. Okay, I'm just feeling the sting a little. Feeling the sting. Let's hope this intrigue card is something. When you lose at least 3 troops at the end of combat, you may also acquire a Twi'laksu card, paying its normal cost plus generate 2 specimen and oxalotl tanks. So, hey. That's actually good, because I just bought Spiritual Favor. So that's going to help me. Yeah, I'm going to do that now, because I am able to use this. I did just lose 3 troops at the end of this combat. So, okay, I'm using it. Harvesting cells. These guys go back there. I put 2 troops from the supply as specimen into the oxalotl tanks. I don't want to buy any of those. No, I don't want to. Although, Slig Farmer. No, it's just not. No, I need to be able to. I need to move that. I need to not think of any other ideas aside from that. So, okay, now next turn, if I do this right, I should use Mentat. Yeah, I got to do that. Okay, so we resolve the winnings. We're going to put out the spice. Imperial Basin gets 1. Great Flat gets 1. Return the combat trackers. A little sour. Feeling a little bit of that sour grapes. Or some, what do you call it? Sour grapes and Schadenfreude. I want to be first, and I envy first, and because I envy first, I want first to suffer. That's Schadenfreude. Okay, so yes, return troops to the supply. These guys go back there. This goes back to his garrison. We will put this there. This returns to his garrison. His troops return. Flip this conflict card. Finally, Imperial Basin. Oh no. Because he's got a guy in control of the Imperial Basin, he's going to begin the combat with a troop in combat at 2. And let's move on from there. I have flipped the card, getting into the 8th round now. Rolling the dice for the Imperium row. 2 and 4. Gene manipulation and Sardaukar infantry is going away. Still suit manufacturer. 1, I would get 1 water, and if I have if I have alliance, I would get to return this card from play to my hand. That's amazing. That's a 5 persuasion card, and that's really good. But at this point in the game, I don't know what it would do for me. Another gene manipulation in place of the gene manipulation. So not a lot changed there. That's just the luck of the draw. Returning the agents to their home position. hand. Okay, here's what we're looking at. Truth Sayer, 2 experimentations, which, yes, that means that when I reveal, I'll have enough to push forward to get another intrigue card. So that is good. And I think I want to begin this round by, I gotta do, oh my god, yeah, I gotta take the Mentat space when I get my turn, draw a card, and hopefully I can take Highliner from there, push all my troops into combat, and win this to get 2. I need them very desperately. That has to happen. So that's what the plan is for now, and what I might do is use Truthsayer, because I could discard a card and draw a card, which would be a 2-card draw, and I desperately need to have a card to take me to Highliner, so I have to draw as many cards as possible, and that's what I'm going to do. It's disappointing that I will not be able to go to selective breeding, although, oh my goodness, yeah, I would have the Mentat, so yeah, actually if I play my card right, what I could do is, yeah, I could use Dagger, go to Mentat. Then I could use, in the second round, Truthsayer to go to selective breeding and get 2 new cards from there, if, and only if, I don't get what I need from the Mentat space. So that option is available. Otherwise, I'd go to Secrets. Or, no, I would go to Carthag, actually. Yeah, I would need to go to Secrets, so I could generate movement on this tracker, get a victory point, is what I would do. Yeah, that is what I would do. Even though Carthag looks better because it's got troops there, I just don't think I need it as much. But yeah, I get the intrigue card and move that tracker to get that victory point, which I need. I still haven't moved mine here yet. So, okay, it is Vernius' turn to begin this round. Let's hand it to him. Let's see what he wants to do. Well, there goes Carthag. That was an option I had considered, and now that it's off the table. So Vernius puts in a troop. He's in combat. He's beginning at, wow, 7 total combat points. And he moves forward on the Twi'leksu track. Oh, God. He just won. He's at 10 victory points. So, oh, boy, all right, that's a wrap for this game, but let's finish the round and see what happens. I could still tie for second place, maybe take second if I'm lucky. So let's see what I can do. Guess I'm just disappointed. Okay, sorry guys. Let's move into harvesting spice. He's going to come here. He's going to give him a spice, giving Vernius a spice. Because he took Imperial Basin, he will be getting himself 4 spice. Oh goodness, that's actually, I just put 4 spice with Vernius, and that was a mistake. That does not belong with him. It belongs to the Count Ricis. He's sitting with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spice, which is supposed to be hoarded as per the rules. I'm used to playing it where they get changed out for victory points, but I just have to remember that's not this version of the game. Okay, so finally it is my turn now, and I'm competing for second place. I'm going to use... Oh, it's my turn. So what do I want to do? Yeah, Truthsayer is going to be... Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Truthsayer is going to be my second card that I'm setting aside, and it's just going to generate one Solari for me because it has more than one agent icon on the card, so I'll just set that aside for now. I'm going to use Dagger to take the Mentat. I will take the Mentat, spend 5 Solari, and draw a card. Alright, it's Diplomacy. Alright. Okay. So actually I won't be getting any Solari because next turn I'm going to Highliner. Yes. Sorry, I'm just a little disappointed at the moment because, well, let's see here. Yeah, there's no way I could go to the Fremen track. I was hoping that maybe there's a possibility I could steal his victory point and get a victory point and steal from him, and it's just not going to be enough. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough. I'm racking my mind at the moment. I don't think I have any more Fold Space cards in my deck. So this Diplomacy is the only one that would get me to a Fremen space. So even if I wanted to draw cards, I wouldn't be able to hope for anything that would be of any use. What really grinds my gears about this is if I did not go to interstellar shipping, then, well, right, if I did not go to interstellar shipping, then I would, well, let me see here. Actually, okay, so here's what I'm thinking, guys. On my next agent phase, I use Diplomacy, go to Highliner, dump all my troops in. Then, on my third agent phase, go to Interstellar Shipping. I would generate 2 new troops, get another faction point somewhere, probably Bene Gesserit. No, I would go to Fremen. Wait a minute. Oh, this is a real mess. This is a real mess. Because I have the Mentat now, so I could go to interstellar shipping. Okay, just hear me out. I gotta think this out as I think about this, because if I go to interstellar shipping, I'd get -2 spice, and I would gain 2 spice, generating essentially 4 spice that I could spend on flagship. That would get me 1 victory point right there. And then immediately I would tap this. I only have 2 Solari, so That's not an option, actually. But that's okay. That gets me the victory point. Bada bing, bada boom. I go from 5 to 6. Then, with the third agent, I could go to Hardy Warriors because you see this? That would bump me up 1. And then if I end up going to Hardy Warriors, more troops in the combat, steal the Faction Alliance token, putting them back to 9, getting me to 8, winning combats. But that would be really hard to do because with Hardy Warriors, I would only be able to push in 4 troops. And is that enough for... Let's see here. I'd go to 2 and have 8 plus 4 is 12. It's close. It's close. And they still have 2 more agents to go. So it's a long gamble. It's a gamble. And I won't get to use highlighter like I wanted, but this is the only way, cross your fingers, that this is going to work. Otherwise, I'm going to lose, and I'm just going to have to eat that. I'm not going to play for second. That is not an option. I have to take first. I have to be the Kwisatz Haderach. This is the plan. So now we can get to Vernius's turn. He harvests spice. Golly. He just got himself 4 spice. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give him a 5er and take back 1 spice. He doesn't have any more troops he can put into combat, so right on. At least for now. Let's see what Richis wants to do. He's going to tech negotiation. And he has enough spice to... Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, no. I'm so disappointed. He's going to buy flagship. That definitely seals the deal. There's no possible way I could win now. Oh, that is so crushing. He's spending 7 spice because he has a negotiator. That's -1 spice for him. So sad. So sad. He earns himself a victory point. Artillery will not be of much use. So now I am really going to need to, what I could do, it's not the end of the world because, I shouldn't have said that that's the end of the game for me. It's just that, because, I could still take the coin, putting him back to 9, and that will keep the game going another round. So there is potential. It's just that, my options are so limited now. It's going to be really tough to overcome this. And so, yeah, he utilizes that. He did his move. It is now my turn. I'm going to maintain my original strategy. This card I was going to use, but you know what? I'm not, so I won't be able to use my character ability to generate any Solari, but big whoop, I don't care. I will get to draw a card because I'm at the end of the research track, so that's good. So yeah, I will use experimentation. brought myself up to here. And you know, what does that really do for me? I can buy a card, I guess. Yeah, okay. You know what, actually, that's good. So I will no longer, I can still go to Highliner. Okay, great. I'll tell you why, because if I buy this right now for free, which I can and I will, I would get an influence, and then I get an influence here. So that's 2 influence. 1, 2, I'll take my water. I will take my faction alliance token. I have the Frementrack alliance token. And he will go down a point, and I will go up a point. Wow. That's good. That's a good card. I also generate 2 troops. Oops. And I get 2 spice. But wait a minute, would I rather have the Solari? What would I do with Solari? Is there anything I can do with Solari? No, there's really nothing I can see to do with Solari except... Actually, I will take the Solari only because there's a possibility I could use the Mentat space again. I'm going to take the Solari. I got to take this gamble. Yeah. I won't need... having 2 spice. I have 4... Oh, gosh. No. I'm being kind of silly right now. I'm going to take back the 8 Solari I just picked up. Because I just realized I'm sitting on 10 total spice. So if I go to Highliner, 6 would be gone. That would leave me with 4. If I get 2, that would give me 2 additional spice, so I could go to Highliner again, giving me better odds of winning the next round of combat, which is necessary, obviously. So, yeah, I will take 2 spice instead, because Highliner is such an important space. And I'm going to put back these 8 Solari. Yeah, no, thank you. So, all that has been utilized, and I can still go to Highliner next turn. Yes. And then I can move and get an intrigue card. Yeah, things are looking okay. There's still hope. I was so bummed because, like, you know, you just have this vision in your head of how it's going to go, and it just, man, I've had a few ups and downs this game, wouldn't you say? Okay, so where are we at? We're going to get into the 3rd agent phase. Oh my god, I left that there. I am terrible at the trackers this game. 3rd agent phase. And it's past 10 o'clock for me, so we're going to wrap this up. It's getting close to the end game. This has got to be quick. I forgot to put this card. It somehow missed it. I'll just tuck it into the middle somewhere. Okay, so Vernius is next. Still suits. Okay. Once again, he doesn't have any he's tying me on the tracker, so he's trying to give me a run for my money, trying to get back his alliance token. He's mad. Okay, that's okay. So now, Carthage is taken. Please don't take Highliner. Please don't take Highliner. Carthage again. Please don't take Highliner. Please don't take Highliner. Selective breeding. Not Highliner. Okay, great. Goes to me now. Putting in Highliner. This is the third agent phase. Yeah. Using diplomacy. Putting my Mentat on Highliner. Moving my tracker up 1. Getting 2 waters. Spending 6 Solari. Gaining 5 troops, putting them all into combat right here. That's going to put me at 10 plus 4 is 14. So that's pretty nice, right? Yeah. It now goes to the reveal phase, where I am going to, as you can see, I have one experimentation, and Truthsayer generates 1 additional combat point for me, so I'm at 15, and I'll put, oh no, oh, that is so brutal. I have no more troops in my supply, so I cannot put him into this axolotl thing. I was so close to getting that. Oh, I'm so upset. Man, things at the last minute just are not working out for me. That's okay, so I put in the 5. I feel like I've got a pretty commanding lead here. I don't think there's any real way he can surpass me, so I'm gonna leave those 5 in the garrison for the next round. Possibly they'll come in handy. Yeah, so reveal phase wise, where are we at? I'm sitting on 5 persuasion. Sorry for not keeping track of this. With 5 persuasion, yeah, still suits is good. Still suits is good. Goodness. I think I'm going to buy that. Only to really maybe use it. Doubt it will ever come in handy, but okay. Space travel is revealed. Okay, so now we're going to go into combat. Let's see how this resolves itself. He gets himself 1 point. Vernius with 1 point, and then Rechius gives himself 0 points. I take the win. That's 2 victory points. 1-2, tied for 2nd place. And I get the Imperial Basin space for the flag. Don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. This will return back to his at the end of the combat. Vernius gets 5 more spice, as if he needs any more of that. Oh, goodness. This is going to travel up here. No. Arakeen. Actually, yeah, he's going to take that, and then Arakeen is going to be taken with that. His troops return here. My troops return to the supply, resolve the winnings, put out spice. Of course, gotta put out spice. Okay. Return the combat trackers. Return the troops to the supply. Flip the conflict card. Oh my god. This is a good one, you guys. This is a good one. I could not do very much. Maybe, who knows. Okay, so moving into the 9th round and rolling the Imperium Road dice. 2 1s. You know, that was a weak. That was a weak roll, but it was a roll. You gotta go with it. 2 1s. I mean, snake eyes, you know what I mean? I just sort of like dropped the dice. I didn't really feel like I rolled it. And you know what? It's gonna be what it is. It doesn't matter that much. Okay, so return agents. Returning the agents. So you know what? Gotta say, some of these LEDs look better than others after so long. I've been playing with them, and yeah, the green ones look really bright, but the red ones, they all look kind of dull. So that makes me think the batteries aren't as good, or maybe they were always dull all along. Let's see how the blue. The blue still looks fresh. So maybe it's just the nature of red LEDs that they look a little dim by comparison. The Mentat returns to his space. And we're ready to get into this round. And the first player token goes to Count Ilban Ricis. Let's see what he's going to do. First, I'm going to draw my hand, return all my cards to combat. To my discard pile, I should say. I will be able to put... I wasn't able to put my agent into the Oxalotl tank. I just remembered that. Pardon. So yeah, gotta draw my next hand. Okay, so I have a pretty terrible opening hand here. Oh no. I've got Spiritual Fervor, Dagger, two convincing arguments, and my signet ring. What would I do? What would I do? I have enough water. I might go to Selective Breeding. Sorry, not Selective Breeding. Research Station to draw those two cards. So necessary to do. It is a combat space, so I just push in two troops immediately. You know what I never did? I never drew a card. Or did I? It doesn't matter. Pay the price, right? I didn't draw a card. Oh well, my mistake. I would get to draw two cards. I'm sorry. I'd get to draw three cards because the research track is all the way at the end, and that's the ability I have there. So three total cards. And use my Signet Ring ability, which wouldn't do me very good at this point. So, but it could be used, I guess. But then what would I do from there? Generate all those cards, only to what? Go to highlighter, hopefully, is the goal. So I could get the victory points, and in this game, I would only get one victory point at the end of this combat, so I have to come up with another way of getting victory point, and it's going to be difficult because this guy's 1 point away from stealing my coin, so I kind of need to go to Hardy Warriors. Oh god, this is so tough. But, you know, things can happen. Yeah, we're just going to have to trust the heart of the cards, as they say. So what will we do? First opening turn is, yeah, that's what I'll do. I will use Signet Ring to go to a research station if it's available. Count Ilban Ricis, what does he do? He takes still suits, so at least that is good for him. He generates that. Now it goes to me. Signet Ring, this is a desperate ploy. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not keeping, yeah, I'm at 8 there, so yeah. Using my, okay, wait. What's the next card I want to do? The next card I want to do, the next card I want to do is, I would take Spiritual Fervor and go to Interstellar Shipping. Oh no, that wouldn't do very good. No. I would go to Yeah, I'm gonna just plan that I don't draw the card I want next turn, just because, luck is not good right now. But yeah, I'll just put this here. No, gosh, I'm being stupid. What am I doing? Sorry. I meant to say put this out there, dagger, so I could go to Tech Negotiator, buy Challenger, and hopefully get 2 intrigue cards. In a desperate ploy, intrigue cards might pull something. Something might happen in my favor. You never know what. It's a desperate gamble. But yeah, and then I generate 1 additional spice anyway. So that's only if I don't draw what I want. So we'll see how that rolls. Anyways, with that being said, so I'm going to use, as I had said, Signet Ring. Going to my play area, putting my agent here, spending 2 water of my 3. Gotta speed this up, it's getting late. Draw 3 cards. Okay, so it's not so bad because I have drawn these 3 cards. And, it's not enough for Highliner, unfortunately, but I can go to Still Suit, or Hardy Warriors, I should say. So I could do that. It's my only chance. I gotta push in my troops, of course, so we'll push those guys in there. That's 2 and 4. Plus 4 is 5. Golly, this is getting really close, isn't it? Dagger will probably not be utilized next turn. Okay, so what will Vernius do? Tech Negotiation. Tech Negotiation. He's going to get this for free because he has 3 troops. Oh man. Big whoop. He can't buy this. It's not a House of Gaul. So he would actually buy this, getting him 2 intrigue cards. And it would cost him 1 spice. Yeah, and at the end of the game, he wins tiebreakers. Good for him. It's getting stressful just because it's such a tight game. So now it goes to Count Ricci's. He's taking a Rakeen. He goes here. He gives 1 Solari over to Vernius. He generates... Oh, well, what do you know? He gets himself a Solari. And he generates a troop. And he puts that into combat for 2 points. Now it goes back to me. I'm going to use Still Suit Manufacturer to go to the Fremen space and solidify my position here. He can no longer steal that. Using the last of my water to generate 2 troops out of my supply, 1 and 2. And then push in 2 more, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, putting me at 16, leaving 1 troop behind. I'm definitely going to win this combat. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Oh my gosh, we got to keep track of the agents. I keep forgetting. We are now still in agent phase 2, so it's going back to Vernius. Hold space for the guy. He gets himself a victory point. Oh, that is brutal. So he's going to win. He's going to win. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. And there's just... I would be able to get 2 victory points out of this, so that would put me at 10. But he has way, way, way more spice than I do. So that is not looking like I'm going to win. I'm just going to tie with victory points, but he's going to beat me with spice. Besides, he wins tiebreakers automatically. He has the tech. He has the tech. So he automatically wins all tiebreakers anyway. Although I do generate a water after having used Still Soup Manufacturer, I just realized. Anyway, so it goes to Ancient Phase 3. Reaches takes Arakin, he's already there. He's going to take Carthag. Generates himself a troop into combat. That's 2. Then it goes to my reveal phase, but let's just get his last agent phase over with. Cannot go to Hardy Warriors. Takes Harvest Spice. He's going to get 3 spice. Yeah. And he pushes in this guy to get 3. Man, what a crazy game. If only there was a way I could generate I'll tell you what though, there's like this last ray of hope, and I'll tell you what it is. When I finally reveal my hand, yes, I will win this combat, but I will also generate 2 specimens for the Oxalotl tank, pushing my Twi'lexu tracker up 1, getting an intrigue card, which might be one of those kinds of intrigue cards that's like, if you do this, you get a victory point. If I can get 1 more victory point, somehow I would miraculously end up with 11 victory points and could win the game. But it all comes down to the intrigue card. So, let's get into my reveal phase. Let's put 2 specimen and spend 3 to bump my Twi'lexu tracker up 1. I generate 2 combat. I have 9, so yay! I can buy occupation. When I buy occupation, I get 3 troops. I don't know if that's going to be of any use to me, but I get 3 troops added to my garrison. And I get to say, I bought occupation. Oh, the Kwisatz Haderach. Oh my god. If I could have drawn that card. Oh no. If only I could have drawn that card. Oh, so brutal. Okay. Okay. As I said, it all comes down to whatever this intrigue card is. Cross your fingers. I have enough. I have enough. I have enough. No, wait, no, I don't have enough. Oh, no. Wait. I don't have enough. Oh, I don't have enough. In a way I do, and in another way I don't. I'll tell you. This is going to be a loss. It's going to be a loss. Oh, I celebrated too soon. I celebrated just a second too soon. I really thought for a second, because I counted how many spies I had, 6. But in order for me to get to 10, I need to spend 4 here, and then I have an additional 4 left over. And I'll tell you, that is disappointing. I was 2 spice away from being able to win this game. Oh man, how brutal. So brutal. There's no other way I could possibly generate 2 more spice. No other way. No matter how I shake it. I'm just racking my mind for possibilities at this point, just for desperation. There's nothing I can think of. Nothing I can think of. So, yeah, we're going to move on. Got to move on. Okay.
We are
going into combat. And now, Counter Monriches blanks out. I win. Yes, I am going to give myself a victory point. Even if now that I think about it, yeah, that's kind of lame because second place on this combat wins a victory point, so he's going to end up with 11. So we still would have tied even if I could get 2 more spice. So this is just a straight loss. But yeah, I'll get the victory point, plus I'll spend 4 to get 10. 4 spice for 10. Yeah, I'm disappointed, you know. I really wanted to win this, and I feel like I fought eagerly. It was a very close game, but in the end, Avernius takes the V. He takes the V for victory, I should say. He takes the win, he takes the W in 9 rounds. So, what would I do different? What I would do different is I really feel like there was a turn some time ago when I feel like I went to interstellar shipping when I should have pushed in more troops way back. I want to say in like round 7 or 6. Yeah, it was round 6, and if I could have just won round 6, I would have been in a much better position. And it was really because I was in round 6, I was really too bold. I felt very good with my commanding lead, and I let him get away from me. It's my own fault. So that is where I made my fatal flaw. If I could have just taken his Fremen Alliance coin sooner than later, I would have been in a much better position for a W and would have been able to utilize spaces better down the road for Highliner and stuff like that. But, it's really funny how the cards played themselves out because, in a better suited position, if I was able to do that, who knows what could have happened. I imagine a scenario where it comes down to the line like we had just experienced. Only difference is that I would have enough spice to utilize that victory point from the intrigue card stack. So it is what it is. That's an L for me today. It's a little disappointing, but it's time for me to go to bed. Gotta wake up bright and early. Thank you for joining me this game of Dune. I bid you all adieu until next time. Bye for now.